Nuclear missile ready.
Alright guys, I'm your caster today, second caster, Renegade, taking over for Creighton Olsen. We are grabbing this game from the Africa TV stream. So I'm going to be casting the, well, it looks like the ending of this game of Astrea versus INnoVation, and then we'll hop into game as soon as they finish up here. I mean, I can't turn on the sound, unfortunately, because the other language casters would interfere a little bit. But it looks like Astrea closing in with a massive wave of charge lots. Going to clean up most of the Terran army here. INnoVation able to snipe quite a few of the bases of Astrea. And we're in a full-on base race scenario. Astrea still mining. GG is called, and Astrea is going to take a 3-2 lead in the best of 7. I'm going to swap scenes real quick, and we will load into the client and join our two players in a more normal cast. What's up, guys? It's your friendly neighborhood R to the Renegade. Let me close this out, hop in the client. I'm on a little bit short notice, but again, I'm taking over for Creighton Olsen here. We continue this series. Okay. Also, thank you, SC2 Chance, for the follow. Oh god, let me turn off my browser sources before... There we go. Browser source turned off. Before we have wild Sonic Hedgehogs popping up everywhere. In the top left, as the blue Protoss, currently up 3-2 in this best of 7. It's the Alpha Dragon, Astrea. And in the bottom right, as the red Terran, he's one of the best in the world. It's INnoVation. Astrea has been training hard in Korea to improve his skill. And that's something that I've observed him to be successful at so far in 2019, going into 2020. Astrea taking on the best of the best here in this show match. It looked like the previous game, from what I could gather, ended in a pretty epic base trade, but Astrea is still on mining bases, INnoVation, with dwindling units and a couple of floating production facilities. No base left, had to tap out there. Let's see if Astrea can seal the deal, or if INnoVation will take us to the ace map. Astrea is getting quite a bit of delay here on INnoVation's natural. Will, of course, be dropped, but when you're at this high a level of StarCraft, little things like that can have an absolutely massive impact. Stargate opener for Astrea. And the Adept coming out as well to fend off the Reaper. INnoVation with flawless control. Gonna back out. Taps at the wall. Doesn't even take a shot from the Adept. Well, I guess it's not really a wall, it's just patrolling Adept, but you get the picture. Okay, the first Widowmine coming out of the factory at Starport, drop behind it. This does, of course, mean a Widowmine drop coming out for INnoVation, almost assuredly. Ooh, Astrea able to get in on top of that Reaper and get the kill. However, INnoVation did see the Stargate. It's going to be a Phoenix out of Astrea here. Check 94, the last game concluded with Astrea winning the base race over INnoVation. INnoVation was left with a couple of floating production facilities, and Astrea had 3 bases up, and one of them was fully saturated. Several Adepts getting ready to engage here. They can gun down these Marines. INnoVation not sitting in the bunker, but Astrea is going to back out. INnoVation with a calculated play. Moves down the ramp, fends off the Adepts. However, the Widowmine does get 2 kills back on the Protoss side of things. Phoenix are incoming from Astrea. Are they, though? Liberator going out for INnoVation. Double Engineering Bay dropped, and this is for certain a bio play from INnoVation. Astrea, chrono boosting out charge. Phoenix getting ready to pounce. Five Marines and a Cyclone. Enough to scare Astrea off for now. Scouting Adepts spreading out along the possible attack paths and expansions of the Terran. Armor, about halfway done at the Forge. INnoVation, in the meantime, gonna get up combat shields, +1 armor, and weapons. INnoVation moving out at the 6:43-ish mark is when this move out started. But he doesn't like the... Is he going to continue pushing out here? He's been super scouted. Gets his third up. And... okay. Astrea's forces are a little bit divided. We have some Zealot Stalker here. The Phoenix are going to join up with them, as well as the reinforcements. INnoVation decides not to engage that forward group of units. Backs off. That means Astrea has time to get united. INnoVation stims. Calculated number of SCVs pulled for this fight, and it's going to be enough. INnoVation fends off Astrea. He does take 10 workers in damage. What a solid reaction from INnoVation. Marauders shielding up front as the squishy Marines deal damage from behind. INnoVation stutter steps to the left. That's going to be enough. GG as INnoVation evens up the series 3-3, and we head into the ace match. INnoVation's Biomicro looking so incredible there. Just absolutely so solid. How is Astrea gonna pull it back in this final game? He looked like he had a pretty convincing victory in the last game, heavily ahead in the base trade, but INnoVation just absolutely slaughtering the Protoss in the previous game. Map number 7 is going to be Zen. And we are off to the races. Countdown has started. We're gonna tab into game. In the top right, as the blue Protoss. It's one of the top dragons in Alpha X, trying to take the final game in the series. Give it up for Astrea. And in the bottom left, it's one of the top Terrans in the world, INnoVation. And the score is 3-3. I feel like, in terms of raw mechanics, INnoVation has the edge. He's been around for such a long time. And he's shown himself to be one of the best in the world at what he does for such a long portion of that time. However, Astrea has been training hard. He's been improving rapidly. He's been putting his entire heart and soul to becoming the best StarCraft player he can be. Will his training pay off here? Will it be enough to take down one of the titans of Terran? INnoVation, with the CC in the main, being pretty defensive here. Astrea gonna steal the gas and recall the probe out. Adept being chrono boosted out to meet with the Reaper of INnoVation. Reaper heads up the ramp. Astrea starts the shade rather than taking the first shot off. INnoVation will get the Reaper out of there. Back at home, a Marine and several SCVs trying to knock down this gas. INnoVation going for a Hellion play. He keeps... I mean, Astrea's had this hard walled for quite some time, but INnoVation kept bringing the Reaper up here and trying to get up. I wonder if he just didn't, like, it didn't register that it was a full wall off. But INnoVation, got out a Hellion. Did he get out two? Oh, there it is. No, he's going for a one Hellion poke. Only one probe going down so far, but that's cool. Those are some nice shots. It's gonna need like 3 probes for a Hellion. I mean, Astrea's still ahead in workers. And Astrea's going to shade these Adepts forward, see if he can damage the economy of the Terran. Marines sitting in the mineral line, gonna try and make sure that doesn't happen. A robotics facility finishing up for a Protoss player. Two SCVs for an Adept. So neither player able to do critical damage to the opponent's economy. And we're going to transition towards the mid-game here. Blink finishing up for Astrea. INnoVation starting up Stim. Third orbital finished up for INnoVation. I mean, he can move this out whenever he wants. Astrea is going to be mining off his third nexus a little bit faster than INnoVation's going to be mining off his town hall. Double forge drop for the Protoss. So probably not going to see any major pushes for the foreseeable future. The Swart Prism is going to go in and harass, however. Stim isn't quite finished yet. Astrea going into Colossus production. INnoVation just kind of sitting back. You know, we saw the Hellion poke earlier. Obviously, you know, in every TVP, you're going to have the Reaper harass, but INnoVation not opting for a 2-base push. Just kind of content to sit back for now. No major drop play, anything like that. 2 medevacs finally coming out here. And it looks like we have kind of like a gentleman's agreement to take it to the late game here on Zen. Astrea posturing for a 4th base. INnoVation finally moving out. Marine, 2 laser focused on that pylon. Ooh, INnoVation backs off a little. Astrea has a strike craft ready to move in. Warp Prism going to go in on the production of INnoVation. As the main armies engage, or will they though? Both of them kind of fumbling in the dark here. But Astrea sees the army with the Observer. He kind of jukes out a stim from INnoVation. Warp Prism taking quite a bit of damage from the missile turret, but it will hit the mineral line. However, some Marauders here to clean up the Zealots. Astrea does get a full scout of the Terran main. INnoVation going for a Doom drop in the main as the main army taps into the 4th of Astrea. Okay, INnoVation decides against the drop. Going to meet up with his main army. However, the Colossi doing terrible, terrible damage to the army of INnoVation. But here come the reinforcements, and the Colossi are backed into a corner. Both of them get gunned down. Charge Lot Stalker here to reinforce. The 4th is cancelled. Astrea blinks forward. INnoVation stutter stepping, trying to count on that Marauder slow to keep his units alive. Some of them will survive. However, Astrea warping in some pesky Zealots, picking off 12 SCVs at the 4th base of INnoVation. Both players not wanting to engage here just yet. Now there are ghosts in the mix for INnoVation. You can, of course, drop some EMP, take out the shields of the Protoss. Three started up for a Terran as well. Astrea nearing max out. And that's going to mean that he wants to start using these proxy pylons he has positioned out there to warp in Zealots, keep running them in, you know, trading out with the Terran. Disruptors hitting the field here for Astrea. As some more upgrades finished. Protoss going up to 2-2 in order to match the Terran. And as quiet as things are, you know, we're taking a look at the production tab. We're talking about the compositions of both the armies here, but the bottom line is there's going to be a major, quick and bloody, decisive battle that both players are gearing up for. They're both kind of passively letting each other max out. There's those Zealot run-bys we were talking about. Two gonna crash in here. Another two gonna crash in up toward INnoVation's 5th. They should actually be able to get the cancel here. There we go. Astrea just causing mayhem. He doesn't want to lose that many Zealots. That's a little bit too much. Both players poking at each other, vying for map control. I think Astrea has the edge here. He maxed out quicker. He's going to have a pretty large bank down here. 900 gas, 1800 minerals. Dark Shrine is on the field. Astrea researching Shadow Stride, or DT Blink as it's more commonly known. 3-3 finishing up for the Terran. Astrea going to be down in upgrades for about 30-ish seconds here. Disruptor shots go out. Going to zone the Terran. Taking a look at the units lost, both players actually trading even so far over the course of this game. Charge Lot's going to splash into the planetary and do absolutely nothing. But Astrea hitting in 3 places at once. A Charge Lot warping into the main, going to pick off Ghost Cloak, maybe, as the main armies poke at each other in the middle of the map. Astrea gets a snipe. INnoVation thinks about. Oh! Man. Well, okay, that's a couple dead Marauders. INnoVation doing some excellent multitasking, but Astrea taxing INnoVation's attention to its limits. DT hitting the top left planetary. Astrea took the bottom right corner, gets some static defense up, as well as leaving some high temps, some charge lots. Stalker there. However, I think this force of INnoVation can definitely break through. This is a lot of vulnerable ghosts. These ghosts need to get the heck out of here. Couple Vikings gunned down. INnoVation on the run back to the planetary. In the meantime, it looks like Astrea warped in some DTs, and that's going to allow him to win the engagement in the bottom right corner. Astrea sieging the planetary in the top left. It's gonna blink forward, gun down some more Vikings. And this is huge damage to INnoVation. INnoVation was counting on this attack to the bottom right to succeed, but Astrea managed to hold it off with basically no damage, like negligible damage to the Protoss. INnoVation stuck on 3 bases against a 5-base toss. What's he gonna do here? He has a couple extra CCs. He's going to try and move out and secure them. But Astrea has an absolutely massive bank. Ten more DTs warp in as Astrea moves to take a 6th base. The Protoss has total map control right now. All INnoVation can do is hope that Astrea crashes into him and loses the engagement. There is a decent amount of medevac energy here, so gonna be able to heal up the bio. INnoVation is remaxed, but Astrea takes out the planetary in the top left with the blink DTs. Here it is, the major engagement. Astrea pushes forward, but the liberation zones are just too much. And a lot of the Colossi get picked apart. INnoVation is going to hold for now. Astrea forced to dig into that bank, and it's dwindling quickly. Still 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas. But has the tide turned in INnoVation's favor? It's still an uphill battle. But that was a lot of expensive Dark Templar going down. For basically nothing. Well, I mean, they sniped a planetary beforehand, so that's decent, but during the actual engagement, INnoVation trading very well. Astrea with the triple storm on the army. INnoVation picks up into the medevacs, repositions to the freedom zones. Bio picking off the Zealots piecemeal. Marauder slow, pulling 1 to 3 Zealots back at a time, allowing INnoVation to catch up and take them down. Astrea tries to tap onto the radar tower. He's not going to be able to get it, and solid 8 Zealots back off. And that giant bank, believe it or not, that we were talking about for Astrea is totally gone. If INnoVation takes one more good engagement, it might be all over for Protoss. Those were some tremendously good storms. INnoVation also left without a bank. He moves the bio back. That allows Astrea to pounce on the Liberators. This is such a good play here from the Alpha Dragon. There just isn't enough anchor for this army. INnoVation backing out. Astrea giving chase. This orbital will go down, however, INnoVation once again attacking down here to the bottom right corner, and it's holding for now with the shield battery, but Astrea able to evacuate the workers. INnoVation trying to save the orbital. but it does get sniped down. The Terran closing in on another Nexus. Takes out the cannon, takes out the shield battery. INnoVation taking a 2-for-1 deal, losing a CC, but killing 2 Nexi of the Protoss. I feel like a recall might have been good there for Astrea. 20 SCVs to 18 probes. Astrea has the high ground. Don't do it, INnoVation. Gets the high ground. And this still could go either way. I mean, Astrea had the edge for a really long time, but INnoVation has evened things up. "11 SCVs do get cut down in the background. DT gonna burn down a reactor, maybe get the starport. 2 armies squaring off. But INnoVation has regained map control. Astrea forced to evacuate yet another Nexus. He's primarily long-distance mining from this base alone. All his other bases totally mined out. Astrea crashing in here against INnoVation's orbital. INnoVation able to hold in the choke point. Durkee, they are playing on the Korea server. A lot of storms going down, weakening the bio. I think there's enough Liberators in the air here for INnoVation. Liberation zone's going to keep the Protoss zoned out while the bio pushes toward the main production hub of Astrea. INnoVation also hitting at the bottom right corner again. Astrea really needs that Nexus to go up. Poor Colossus gonna overkill respond to this. They are angry. However, how is he going to defend this production? He needs to recall the Colossus up to this high ground. Astrea, use your recall! Use your recall, Astrea! Oh no, he can't anymore. The liberation zones are going to be set up all around the Nexus. The Protoss can no longer engage up this ramp. His only choice is to push across the map. However, INnoVation is remaxed, and he has an army in wait. This game has been a giant chess match between the players. With pieces engaging each other all over the board. Has INnoVation put Astrea into checkmate? Astrea pushes out one last time, but the Colossi are eating a lot of Liberator shots. The Protoss army melts. There's no production left to replace it. GG! As INnoVation takes the series 4-3. Thank you guys so much for watching. Creighton Olsen had kind of a power outage, so I jumped in here at the last minute, but man, was that a great game on Zen. Congratulations to INnoVation for taking the win there. Astrea, though, really close. to taking down one of the best Terrans that there is in a 4-3 series. Drop a follow if you enjoyed the cast. Thank you to Sushi for having me. And I don't know, let's see. And I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Renegade, and I'll see you in the next one.